Let's get into the video. I divorced my ex-husband because of my MIL and suddenly he wants back in. First post. My ex and I were married for well over 5 years and together for 10. His mother was a nightmare. She would spend her time belittling me and humiliating me. I could take it, as I loved my husband and didn't want to make him choose between her or me. Of course, I would always tell him what she would be doing, and he would always brush it off as her being a loving and overprotective mom. When she would say something racist, "I am Hispanic and they are white," he would laugh it off. When she would make a comment about me being a gold digger, even though I earned more than my ex, he would just say, "Oh mom." He would also get mad at me if I ever stood up for myself. But the straw that broke the camel's back was when we had our daughter. My mother-in-law would always try to parent her and say that I would do something wrong. My daughter has an irritable colon, and she cannot ingest any kind of effing oil or artificial things. And guess what that loony of a woman did? She fed my 3-year-old daughter essential oils to make her go to sleep. She was in the ICU. I had it, and I confronted my husband, who said she only did what she thought was best. I lost it. I went to my parents and drafted a divorce agreement. That's the best course of action. I saw a post earlier describing a situation that is much more dangerous than mine, involving allergens and an EpiPen. His face was like that Pikachu meme when I served him. He didn't know why I was doing that because we were happy. So now a year has passed, and my life has been hell. My mother-in-law tried every dirty trick in the book to take my daughter. To name a few, she accused my brother of her. She accused me of neglect. She accused me of taking drugs and leaving them in reach of a toddler. I take Thyroxine for heaven's sake. She accused me of endangering my daughter by leaving a random man in my house. The list goes on. During this time, my ex's excuse was that I broke his heart and I had to understand his mother. She only wants what's best for him. Luckily, I got good representation and even got my daughter full-time, minus some weekends or visitation. I could prove that my daughter was endangered by his mother. So now to the advice part. I knew that my ex needed to be permanently in my life because of my daughter, and I was learning to live with that. He was very cold with me because, again, I broke his heart. Now 2 things have come together. My ex Bill got married to an African-American woman, so of course my ex MIL flipped. I started dating again. My ex Bill is a great guy, and he actually stood up for his wife. I stay in contact with him because we are friends, and he was a mediator and fought with his brother quite often. So my Bill actually stood up for his wife, and my ex-husband got his pants in a twist. My Bill basically opened his eyes to how SHTTY he was being, and that their mom treated me the same way she treated his wife. And finally, my dense ex started understanding. The guy I am seeing is great. I have even met his parents, and his mother is normal. She treats me like a human being, has already invited me to many family functions, and tries to make me and my daughter feel welcomed. My ex got wind of the situation through a mutual friend, and guess who is now flipping his SHT? He started bringing flowers and chocolate to pick up our daughter. I don't even like chocolate. He sends me cards and SMS with hearts, and who knows what. Yesterday was the best thing. My daughter was at my mother's place, and I was at home with my boyfriend. He appears in front of my door, crying and clutching my engagement ring, begging me to come back. I said no and that he should go away. He wouldn't, and I started demanding that I come out to talk to him. My boyfriend told him that he would call the police, and in his pathetic fashion, he threatened to beat my boyfriend up. I closed the door and let him pound sand. Today he picked up my daughter for a day trip, and when they came back, my daughter was asking if I loved my boyfriend more than her. Now I am at a loss for what to do. I already told my daughter that it was impossible because my love for her is infinite, and there is nothing bigger than infinite. But now I know that my ex is trying to make my daughter hate me. I am at a loss because I won't use my daughter as ammunition. But also, what the hell am I supposed to do? I will never return to that man. But I can't take away the father of my daughter. Do you guys have any advice? Edit, mini update, thanks to all. I needed to vent and was feeling helpless, and I am so thankful for you wonderful people. I talked to my lawyer, who confirmed that we could have a case for domestic violence by proxy. A social worker will be visiting us in the next few days to talk to my daughter about this. Edit, because apparently people want to spin the narrative around me. I don't care if he wants me back. I don't love him anymore and will never get back together with him. Staying for the sake of our daughter would not make sense, as it has been proven that kids grow up happier in divorced homes than in unhappy homes. I tried talking to my husband when we were still married, and he would always brush it off. He would brush off everything his mother did. I complained to him and told him we needed to go to therapy, which he declined. He has his daughter on the weekends. The court gave me majority custody because of his mother. Jesus guys, I guess in some of y'all's eyes I should have kept being by my ex's side as a submissive bimbo. Second post. I just posted here yesterday, but it feels like weeks have passed. So I have just left my daughter with my mother and am going to see my lawyer again. I followed some advice you guys gave me, and we sat down with my daughter to chit-chat. We knew we couldn't prompt any kind of response by asking overly specific questions, as per her therapist. So my mother asks my daughter, let's call her Kat. Kat, what do you and Daddy talk about? And Kat just listed many toddler things, like how she talks about kindergarten, games, etc. When I was kind of relieved that comment my ex made yesterday may just be a one-off, came the big bomb. He also shows me pictures of houses and tells me I can now have 2 rooms with loads of stuff. I ask if her dad is buying a new house. Nope. It turns out that Nut wants to take my daughter out of the country. He shows her pictures of beach houses and even buys her a bag so she can put her stuff inside it, which explains why so many of her clothes have gone missing. At first, I thought that maybe my ex hadn't told me yet because it hadn't come through. But no, he told my daughter to keep this a secret because mommy would get sad if she knew that daddy was going away. So I am effing livid. And also sad because I will have to tell my daughter no. Once again, I feel lost. Edit, update, I talked to my lawyer, and we have taken measures that I can't discuss here, but we are on them. I have my daughter's passport, as we flew last month to visit extended family. Also, I am a US citizen, so even if my ex-MIL tried to have me deported, that wouldn't be possible. Final update. So I thought of giving you the last update as you helped me through this. I didn't have enough evidence to request an ex parte, so my lawyer and I had to work on steps to prevent child abduction. We got a custody decree that included provisions including passports, travel restrictions, etc. We also had to be very wary of the signs. He in fact quit his job, and on a realtor's page, I saw that he was putting his mother's house on sale. That and my daughter's words were all we needed to notify law enforcement for them to keep an eye out. I couldn't prevent my daughter from seeing her father. We tried to continue business as usual without my daughter feeling something was up. I got a call from the police department regarding the passport situation. My daughter's passport had expired very recently. My ex-husband had tried to request a passport for my daughter without my knowledge, which was stupid because even without the decree, I had to be present or submit a notarized document stating that he could request the passport. After that, things actually went very fast. He was investigated because he violated the decree, and it was found out that MIL had bought 3 tickets with no return date to Mexico. I could request an ex parte. After a SHT ton of documents, I submitted it. In most cases, the judge will evaluate behind closed doors. We had the hearing yesterday, which was very good for me. ATM, I have sole custody of my daughter. This is all temporary. My ex has visitation rights if I am present, but he can't take her anywhere. Once the investigation into him is closed. I was cursed out by my ex and ex-MIL, and they said they would try to contest this, but they have no leg to stand on. My daughter will continue therapy, especially after this. I will not prohibit him from seeing her, but he needs help. This was really scary, and it was a very intense 2 weeks. I don't think that I will update again, but I wanted to thank you all for your tips and support. I am really thankful, as I was finally not anxious the whole time. Thank you really much. My opinion. Your ex-husband seemed like he was heavily influenced by his mother, and it's good that you were able to leave that difficult situation. Your ex's behavior, especially using your daughter in this way, is concerning. Divorcing him was definitely the right choice for both you and your child. Your daughter's well-being is paramount, and you've taken the necessary steps to protect her. It's unfortunate that you had to go through such a challenging situation, but your strength shines through. I hope you and your daughter find happiness and peace in the future. Your actions have shown your dedication as a mother, and that's truly admirable. Thank you for watching the video.